Hello everybody and welcome to the Bulldog Report. I'm Eddie Kalegi, excited to be here. It is for the first time in 2 years GMC tournament action on the diamond, and we sure can't wait for this matchup as Metuchen hosts the North Brunswick Raiders for the second time in the last 4 days. These teams met on Wednesday and now we'll be going at it again in the tournament here as the 8 and 9 seeds. The Bulldogs will be sending Matt Rowe to the mound today, their star pitcher for this high-octane matchup. When these teams squared off on Wednesday, Metuchen got the last laugh, winning it 4-1. So it should be a great one to watch here. As we see the managers, Leo Danik and Mark Blevins out there. North Brunswick went 13-7-1, a 9-4-1 record in the white division, while Metuchen finished 14-3 with an 11-2 record in the blue division. And taking a look at the matchups, of course, Metuchen got the luck of the draw. A couple of big wins this season, especially in blue division play against Middlesex and Spotswood, stealing one apiece from those teams. And they got rewarded here with a home game in the tournament, as you see this courtesy of My CJ Sports. Monroe, the top seed. That will be a tough test, so whoever wins this game will likely face Monroe, who are going up against JFK. All 8 of those first-round matchups starting between 10:30 and 11 a.m. across Middlesex County. But just a couple moments away from baseball here. Should be a fun one to watch. So stay with us. This is Eddie Kalegi here on the Bulldog Report. Just moments away from first pitch on a cloudy, beautiful Saturday morning for GMC Tournament Baseball between the Raiders and the Bulldogs. So, Metuchen, of course, will be batting in the home half of the inning, but it's a perfect time to take a quick look at their starting lineup for today's game. No Ian Lukaski once again. They have Nick Camerano as the catcher, but other than that, it's their normal batting order. They will have A.J. Perillo batting for Joseph Fenton, who is the shortstop in that DH position, slotted in second. Matt Rowe will be batting third, Nick Dillon in fourth. Then you've got Jack Barry, the senior, batting fifth. Marcus Malamug is sixth. Luke Schleck, another senior, seventh. And bottom of the batting order rounded out by Walters and Camerano. But should be an awesome game here, as we are just moments away from getting started here between Metuchen and North Brunswick. And looking at back in 2019, of course, as we said, no GMC tournament games in 2020, but these two teams did decent in 2019. Both made it from the Invitational Tournament into the actual GMC tourney, with North Brunswick falling to rival South Brunswick in the first round, while Metuchen advanced to the quarters against Old Bridge. So Matt Rowe will toe the rubber today, and everybody is very excited to see what he can do. He has still not allowed an earned run yet this season, has only allowed 4 hits, of course a Rutgers commit. And for people unfamiliar with the Metuchen program, this is pretty nice to see 2 years in a row that there are Bulldogs that will be heading into the Big Ten to play some very competitive baseball collegiately. Of course, Jay Harry, who won Freshman of the Week at Penn State University just a couple of weeks ago and is in their regular batting order, playing shortstop there for the Nittany Lions. And of course, Matt Rowe, a future catcher, a future Rutgers Scarlet Knight, a future pitcher for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. So should be fun to see what he can do. But right now, his focus is on this North Brunswick lineup that has some dangerous hitters. Some to look out for include seniors David Nazario and Tyler Sommer. Sommer hitting .349 with 3 RBI. Also the sophomore Zach Konstantinovsky, who pitched a couple of innings on Wednesday and also had 2 hits to his ledger, including a double. But Metuchen gets ready to take the field. Looking at the Bulldog defensive alignment, you've got Matt Rowe, the pitcher. His battery mate is Nick Camerano. Infield left to right, you've got Marcus Malamug at third, Fenton at short, Caleb Walters is at second, Luke Schleck at first, and outfield left to right, Nick Dillon, Alex Wood, and Jack Barry. As Matt Rowe takes his warm-up pitches, stay with us here on the Bulldog Report. We'll be back going any moment for the first pitch here between Metuchen and North Brunswick. GMC tournament action. Eddie Kalegi here live to bring you all the action. So, getting ready to roll, the leadoff hitter will be Tyler Sommer for North Brunswick. In what should be an exciting game today. Sommer, like we said, a senior, hitting .349 with 3 RBI, also pitching to a 1.75 ERA so far this season on the mound. This team has a decent number of seniors, same with Metuchen. These are two very similar teams. Metuchen finished second in the GMC Blue Division, a game back of Middlesex, while North Brunswick finished third in the White Division, trailing just South Plainfield and Edison. But it'll be Tyler Sommer making his way into the batter's box as we get set for action today. And Matt Rowe hoping for a big game. And a quick look at Metuchen's top pitchers. And Matt Rowe, 24 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 walks, no runs, 51 strikeouts. But Metuchen has gotten some support from their rest of their supporting cast. And if they do advance, they're going to need some help. But the first pitch here, Camerano the sign. Rowe's first pitch is over for a strike, 0-1. And we are underway here on a gorgeous Saturday morning for GMC Tournament Baseball. Oh, 1 on the way from Rowe is cut on and missed for a strike, 0-2. Now, Rowe has had some great starts. Maybe his best came on opening day against St. Thomas Aquinas, where he went 7 perfect innings. 7 no-hit innings, and struck out 18 batters of the 22 he faced. 0-2 tails off the plate a bit. Good eye, though, by Sommer, and he stays alive at 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Matt Rowe. Allen fouled away. So Sommer fighting hard after falling behind 0-2. A good take and then a nice foul ball. Trying to barrel up one of these Rowe pitches, which is never an easy task for any hitter. Taking his time. Here's the 1-2 pitch. This one is just barely fouled off the nub of the bat. Here comes another 1-2 pitch from Rowe. In there, strike 3 called outside corner, and that's how we start this game off. A K looking for Tyler Sommer, and that's the first out of the game. First pitch there is over for a strike to the 2-hitter. That's Anthony Partizana, hitting .205 with 3 RBI this season, another senior. 0-1 from Rowe. Big time swing at a fastball up and away. And Rowe is quickly ahead at 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That one gets away from Camerano. Ball slipped away there from the senior. And it's 1-2. Again, the windup from Rowe, the 1-2 pitch. Fouled away first base side. Partisano went 0 for 3 on Wednesday against Metuchen. North Brunswick played another game since, pulling out a victory against New Brunswick. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts from Rowe of Summer and Partisano to start the game. And Metuchen looking fresh with 2 quick outs here in the first inning. So Rowe blows that one by. And now with 2 away, the 3-hole up, and a big swing and a miss at 0-1. Looks like it's Ariel Regalado who's hitting .267 with 5 RBI this season. Another senior. There's going to be a lot of turnover for this North Brunswick team after this season, as Rowe gets a call in the lower outer portion of the zone, and the count is 0-2. Rowe looking to strike out the side in the top of the first of the GMC tournament first round. 0-2 pitch, little off the plate for a ball. One ball, 2 strikes. Matt Rowe, the windup, the pitch. Swing and a miss, he got him. Matt Rowe strikes out the side in the top of the first inning. 1, 2, 3, down go the Raiders. Metuchen ready to bat when we come back. Middle of the first inning, scoreless game, Dogs and Raiders, GMC tournament. Eddie Kalegi here live on the Bulldog Report. So bottom of the first inning coming up. And making the start is Zach Konstantinovsky, who pitched in relief of Tyler Sommer on Wednesday against the Bulldogs. 33 innings pitched, a 1.48 ERA, and 48 strikeouts so far this season. And once again, before we get to the start of the first inning, let's take a peek at the Bulldog lineup, courtesy of the bench coach Ken Smith for providing this to me. But a quick look at how the Bulldogs line things up. Alex Wood, the regular leadoff hitter and center fielder, bats first. A.J. Perillo second. Matt Rowe, the pitcher, is third. Then Dylan and Barry, the corner outfielders, 4 and 5. Marcus Malamug at third base, bats sixth. The other hot corner, Luke Schleck, at first, bats seventh. Eighth in the order is Caleb Walters, and then Nick Camerano rounds things out. So Konstantinovsky ready to go. North Brunswick has a lot of very solid pitchers. Their offense has been pretty good, but not a lot of power, not a lot of speed. It's been their pitching staff that has kept them in these games against some really tough White Division opponents. That 1.75 ERA for Sommer, 1.48 for Konstantinovsky, and 2.3 for Nazario. They're 3 regular pitchers. Defensively, Frankie Garbolino is at first base. Looks like Kyle Tarabakia is in right field. But it'll be number 1, Alex Wood, leading off Konstantinovsky's first pitch of the game is going to be in there, lower part of the zone for a strike. Count is 0-1. 0-1 on the way. Swing and a miss. Nice off-speed pitch from Konstantinovsky. Had him completely fooled there. And he's ahead 0-2 here on the leadoff man. 0-2 pitch is roped through the hole into center field for a base hit. Coming over, Wood won't get anywhere past first, takes a wide turn but heads back. But it's a leadoff single for Alex Wood after falling behind 0-2, and Metuchen has the leadoff man on. So great bit of hitting there. That'll now bring up Perillo, who in limited plate appearances this season has been effective, batting .500. Wood takes a solid lead. First pitch drops in for a strike, outer part of the zone, 0-1. Perillo with 8 RBI this season. Quick turn, throw back to first. Garbolino puts down the tag, but Wood back in safely. Oh, 0-1 pitch. Wood with a big lead. Check swing. And doesn't look like he went around. Perillo really tried to hold up his best there. That pitch was tight in on the hands. Wood is going to second. This one is hit down to shortstop. The play is made over there. No, it's not. It's through for a base hit. Diving attempt, almost got to it, sort of smothered it and slowed down that ball, but it still trickled into center field nonetheless. And back-to-back singles to start this game for Wood and Perillo, and it'll give Matt Rowe a big RBI chance to help himself out. On multiple occasions this season, Matt Rowe has come through for himself while pitching. Drove in 3 runs in the season opener. Also in a big game, I believe, against Spotswood. They were in a tie game, and he ended up giving Metuchen run support while pitching a stellar performance against the Chargers. And he watches that first pitch go by, fastball outside part of the zone, but still in there for a strike nonetheless. Count is at 0-1. So Wood is at second. Perillo at first. 0-1 on the way. This one is roped, and that's going to be falling in for a base hit. Wood's going to round third. He's going to score. Perillo stops at third, and Matt Rowe drives in the first run of the day. A lot of uncertainty out there as they tried to make the play in left center field, but Metuchen takes a 1-0 lead. So Matt Rowe drives home a run, and the Dogs have an early 1-0 lead here in the GMC tournament. As a pinch runner will come in, I believe it's Slowitsky to run for Matt Rowe. Perillo, if that ball had been more definitively down, he probably would have scored, but had to hold up. Same did Wood. Really, Wood is the one who really held up and kind of stacked up the base paths a little bit. But can't complain because Metuchen grabs the lead. It's Nick Dillon, who pitched on Wednesday against the Raiders, batting 4th today, batting .308 on the season, watches the first pitch from Konstantinovsky drift outside for a ball. But for a Metuchen team who at times have struggled to score runs early in games, Matt Rowe, the pitcher, delivers, and they take a 1-0 lead here. Now this one is going to be popped up, fading out, falling, diving, making an incredible play, now tagging and trying to go home. The throw to the plate is not in time! What a base running move by Perillo! And the Dogs lead it 2-0. Unbelievable. Incredible catch from Partizana. Over the shoulder, falling backwards. He threw it back to second to try to get Slowitsky, and Perillo with the heads-up base running comes home. And the Dogs lead it 2-0. So they get the first out, but Metuchen certainly will trade that out for another run. Impressive catch by Partizana, fading backwards, but What a job by Perillo. Between innings, we'll try to get a replay of that crazy circumstance right there. Now here's Jack Barry, last week committed to continue his career with the Middlesex County College Colts. And this one is driven on the ground, and that'll get through for a base hit. So Slowitsky was picked off on that play on the throw to second. And the run did come home to make it 2-0. So 2 outs. Another single, 4th hit of the inning for the Dogs. And Marcus Malamud now watches that one go by for a strike. But Metuchen has stranded a lot of runners on base. And as the throwback to first, Barry gets the left hand in safely. But even if that ended up being a double play, you know what? You still got the run home, and you got to credit Perillo there for getting the excellent jump. So 2 outs here, bottom of the first. Metuchen with 2 home in the inning. And that one's going to go in for a strike. Back-to-back singles from Wood and Perillo. Misplayed ball in the outfield struck by Rowe. Brought home 1 run. Crazy pop out for Dillon. Doubled off the runner at second, but Perillo scored from third. And then Barry a hit. Now Barry's going to run, but Malamud fouls that one off. Attempted hit and run. But that one jammed him a bit as he fouls it off down the first base side. Two outs, Barry the runner at first, bottom of the first, Bulldogs by 2. Konstantinovsky's pitch is a swing and a miss in the dirt, 3rd strike, throw to first, pulls him off the bag. Did he step on it? He did. Horrible throwback there from the catcher. But Garbolino recovers and limits the damage, but not before the Bulldogs scratch across a pair. We'll head to the top of the second. Metuchen 2, North Brunswick nothing. So top of the second coming up. Before we focus back, let's look at a replay of how that second run came home. Matt Rowe, of course, had the big hit to drive in the first, but watch this. You've got Dillon batting. There's a lot to digest here. First off, amazing running, sliding catch there for Partizana. They end up doubling off the runner at second, but the throw home is late. Almost. That was almost a triple play right there. That was almost a 4-5-2 triple play, but it didn't end up happening. And the Bulldogs got a second run. And if this game comes down to a run or so, Metuchen could really look back at that play as being especially significant. So leading off the top of the second, it is the pitcher Konstantinovsky here against Matt Rowe. And he swings and misses at the first pitch for a strike. Rowe struck out the side in the first, 2 swinging, 1 looking. That one's in there for a strike. So Rowe ahead 0-2 here against the cleanup man, Konstantinovsky, batting .235, 10 RBI this season. 0-2 pitch. That one will miss low for a ball. Count is now at 1-2. Garbolino, the sophomore first baseman, is on deck. One-two pitch from Matt Rowe. Fouled back. So Konstantinovsky stays alive as Rowe looks for his 4th consecutive punch-out to start the game. Quick timeout. Not exactly sure what that was all about, but the umpire puts the helmet back on. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out, top 2. Bulldogs leading it 2-0 here in the GMC tournament first round matchup. As that one buzzes Konstantinovsky in on the hands. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. One, 2. This one is driven high, drifting out, and foul. So Konstantinovsky got good wood on that one, but just chased it a little foul off to the left. So still 1 ball, 2 strikes here. As the umpire dusts off the plate a little. Here's the pitch. Oh, and that one really got inside. Konstantinovsky had to take evasive action. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As that one is strike 3. 4 consecutive strikeouts to start the game. Rowe had to work a little bit there, but that's out number 1. And that'll bring up Frankie Garbolino. 382, 18 RBI, has driven in a lot of runs this season. And for a Raider team that's going to be losing so many players senior year, after graduation next month, Garbolino, as a sophomore power hitter, provides a real spark. As that one is chopped right back at Rowe. He'll flick it to first for the second out. What a heads-up play by Matt Rowe. That ball was buzzed right at him. Maybe more luck than good fielding as that ball found Rowe's glove, but that's 2 away here in the second. So a lucky second out right there. And now Kyle Tarabokia, who's batting .267, a junior. That one swung and missed, and Rowe quickly ahead 0-2. So 1 ball slapped hard by Garbolino. But other than that, things rolling along just fine for Matt Rowe. 0-2 pitch is just off the plate. Great eye by Tarabokia to take that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes now with 2 outs in the second. Bulldogs up 2-0. 1-2. Fouled back. Almost got the umpire and Camerano on the little rebound there off the backstop. Count remains at 1-2. Rowe with the 1-2 pitch. Popped up. Camerano gives it a look. It's off beyond the Raider dugout, off into the woods there. So they're getting Rowe to have to throw some extra pitches. Good foul balls, but just not that much contact off of him. And like we said, just 4 hits allowed by Rowe so far this season through 25 2/3 innings. Again, the windup. Here's the pitch. This one fouled back. Rowe did probably miss a spot through the rotation. Remember, he went 10 days between his opening day start and his second appearance, which only went 3 innings, but then has been on regular rest, a regular rotation ever since, and pitching deep into games. But nonetheless, Metuchen has been abundantly successful when he's been on the mound. 1-2. That one is going to miss again. Rowe twice tries that backdoor off-speed pitch on the outer part of the zone, but twice in the last 3 pitches has not gotten the call either time. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Tarabokia. Rowe's pitch this time is fouled off again, and we'll head to a 7th pitch of this at-bat. So Tarabokia with an impressive effort right now. And thank you to everybody tuning in. Eddie Kalegi here on the Bulldog Report. 2-0 lead for Metuchen, top of the second, 2 outs. 8 and 9 seeds in the GMC tournament. Winner will likely face Monroe. Monroe taking on JFK. Monroe, the undisputed top seed, had a huge season and beat out St. Joe's for the top seed in the Greater Middlesex Conference for 2021. And in a year where we've seen in some of the big sports public schools defeating private schools, such as how Colonia performed against St. Thomas in basketball back in the winter. Regardless, 2-2 pitch. Camerano couldn't hold on to it. And after getting ahead 0-2 in the first 2 pitches, Rowe has now slipped behind 3-2. He's only walked 3 batters in 25 2/3 innings so far this season. But Tarabokia making him work. Metuchen will have the bottom third of their order due up in the second. Schleck, Walters, and Camerano. Tarabokia again steps out, now gets back in. 2 outs, top second, 2-0 Metuchen. And again, Rowe and Camerano can't agree on the signs. Camerano, like we said, not the regular catcher. Lukowski was the catcher for much of the season. And now, some confusion on the signs. Rowe's going to call him out. Lukowski was typically the 2-hole hitter. But not there right now. Lineup looks a little different. No Max Kuhnrich, no Jackson Fenner either, who has really struggled this season, still without a hit. Anyway, 3-2 pitch. This one is just weakly chopped. And a 9th pitch of this duel between Matt Rowe and Kyle Tarabokia coming up. Three balls, 2 strikes. Again, the pitch from Rowe. Another foul ball. What an at-bat here from both. Rowe going back to the off-speed after Tarabokia fought off the fastball, but he's done both. Rowe struck out Konstantinovsky, then got Garbolino to chop one right back to him for the second out. And now pitch number 11 from Rowe to Tarabokia. 3-2 again. It's going to miss low, ball 4. What an at-bat for Kyle Tarabokia behind 0-2 and gets Rowe to issue just his 4th free pass of the season. So first base runner of the day here for North Brunswick. And it's with 2 outs. And we'll see if they can try to get him in motion over to second base. Rowe takes a peek, 2 outs, top second, 2-0 Dogs. North Brunswick trying to get back into this one. First pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1. This is Frandy Martinez, the junior, I believe. As this pitch gets away, goes off the backstop, Camerano can't handle it. And that'll move Tarabokia into scoring position. So this inning's starting to get away from Rowe a little bit as that pitch gets away and Camerano could not handle it. So all of a sudden, a runner in scoring position here for Martinez. Here's the pitch from Rowe. That one in there, 1 ball, 2 strikes now. So the Raiders with the runner on second after Rowe issued the 2-out walk. 2-0 Bulldogs lead. Rowe drove in one run, Dillon the other on a near triple play back in the bottom of the first. Quick peek at the runner at second. 1-2 pitch. Another one gets away. But too hesitant there over at second and not going to risk it. And now another conversation coming here between Rowe and Camerano. That one wasn't necessarily a bad pitch like the first one. I just don't think Camerano expected what was coming. So now Leo Danik out for a conversation, as it looks like the umpire might have taken a little shot there. So it looked like on the rebound that ball might have gotten the ump, and that's why looked like Julie Youngman, the athletic trainer, came out for a second. But looks to be everything okay. But Matt Rowe has to be frustrated here. Very rare to see him losing control like this. 2 wild pitches, and also was ahead 0-2 in Tarabokia just before, and ended up working out an 11-pitch walk. Well over 20 pitches here in the second inning for Rowe, who got through the first 2 outs easily, but has 2 strikes on Franny Martinez. Here's the pitch. Another one gets away. That's going to bring Tarabokia over to third, and he's 90 feet away from scoring. Another pitch gets away from Rowe, and now it's 3-2. This is the most erratic we have seen Matt Rowe all season here for the Dogs. And now he's got to try to hunker down and keep the Raiders off the board. 3-2 pitch. And that one gets away. It's going to go to the backstop. Runner not going, but back-to-back walks by Rowe. And 4 pitches way out of the zone. And Ken Smith is out to have a conversation here with the ace, who has issued back-to-back walks for the first time this season. Only the second time this season that 2 runners have reached base in succession against him. So Roach is hoping to settle down here. As he deals with the 8th spot in the order, E.J. Accentura. So Martinez at first, Tarabokia at third. First pitch is a big-time swing and a miss for strike 1 as Rowe finds the strike zone once again. But for a Metuchen team that has a very streaky rest of their pitching staff, you don't want Rowe now having to throw nearly 30 pitches here in the inning, and they've got him caught in a rundown. Schleck's going to fire home the tag. He is out at the plate. Tarabokia tried to score as Martinez got caught in the rundown, but Metuchen gets out of the inning without any runs allowed. Nonetheless, Rowe nearly reached his breaking point as 2 reached base on back-to-back walks for the first time this season. But the Dogs survive and get out unscathed. We'll head to the bottom of the second now. 2-0 here between Metuchen and North Brunswick. It's the GMC tournament right here on the Bulldog Report. bottom of the second inning. Man, this has been an exciting game so far. Rowe struck out the side of the top of the first. Then Metuchen nearly ran themselves into a triple play, but still got a second run after Matt Rowe doubled home the first run to make it 2-0. Then Rowe got 2 quick outs. An 11-pitch at bat to Kyle Taraboki resulted in a walk. Then 4 wild pitches to Frandy Martinez, got 2 runners on, but then trying to score, Taraboki was thrown out at the plate. And that's where we sit right now, coming to the bottom of the second inning, as Konstantinovsky will get ready to work against Schleck, Walters, and the 9 spot, Nick Camerano. So Luke Schleck will be batting 7th here. Schleck had a .462 line with 4 RBI this season. So Konstantinovsky's first inning, he allowed 4 hits, the 2 runs, did get the pickoff, and struck out a batter. Konstantinovsky getting ready to work here. Luke Schleck. First pitch here is a swing and a miss, low and out of the zone for a strike. Schleck has had a pretty solid year and is one of Metuchen's top hitters, as that one gets by for a strike. Taking a look at Metuchen's offense, some of their top hitters this season, you see a lot of seniors up there, Jack Berry, Matt Rowe included, Lakaski as well, who is not in the lineup today. Same goes for Max Kuhnrich. And it looks like the catcher might have gotten that one off the hand, and they'll check up on him. So stay with us here on the Bulldog Report. Bottom of the second inning, 2-0 game. We'll be back in a second. This one is chopped weakly, over to third, picked, and there's going to be no play over at first. So Luke Schleck reaches base as a misplayed ball over there at third on the weak grounder, and the Bulldogs have the leadoff man on for the second inning in a row. Caleb Walters batting now, 8th man in the order, has played a little in the middle infield this season. Joseph Fenton, of course, the shortstop. He's going to drop to bunt. He's going to bunt it over the third base line. Beautiful bunt. Throw to first. They'll get the out there, but Schleck advances to second. So Walters not the best hitter, but he gets the job done there. And Metuchen gets a runner into scoring position now with Camerano coming up. So Metuchen hoping to manufacture a run after the scare for Rowe there with 2 outs in the top half of the inning. Bulldogs by 2 here in the bottom of the second. Eddie Kalegi here on the Bulldog Report. 8 and 9 seeds facing off here in the GMC first round. Winner will play the winner of the Monroe JFK contest as the first pitch buzzes inside and Camerano turns away. So as we've mentioned, Camerano is the backup catcher. Lakaski typically batting second, but has missed these last few games of the season. Camerano has been the catcher here and batting 9th for the last week or so. And this one's fouled off, 1-1. Alex Wood, the center fielder who singled and scored in the first, is due up next. With 1 out, runner on second is Schleck. Metuchen won 4-1 against North Brunswick on Wednesday in their last regular season game, which we streamed here just 3 days ago. Konstantinovsky, that pitch is low and in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike now to Camerano. Just 9 plate appearances to this point for the sophomore Camerano, hitting 3 for 9 with 3 RBI. 2-1 on the way. That one breaks in for a strike. Nice pitch there from Konstantinovsky, who finds the strike zone and gets it to 2-2. Schleck at second takes a pretty wide lead here at 2-2. Konstantinovsky takes a peek. Here's the pitch. That one is a swing and a miss. They'll tag him trying to go to first. Schleck cannot advance to third, but that's a strikeout there. Strikeout number 2 for Konstantinovsky today, and that's the second out of the second, and that'll bring up Alex Wood. So 2s everywhere now, 2 outs, second inning, runner on second, and of course Metuchen leading 2-0. But it's number 1, Alex Wood, who singled into center and came home on the double from Barreau in the first. As that one gets in for a strike. Metuchen's scoring. They got 3 straight hits to start the game. Then Nick Dillon had that crazy pop-up. Partizana made the fading catch, picked off the runner at second, tried for the triple play at home, but Perillo scored. As that one check swing. Schleck still standing at second. Singled on a weak grounder that couldn't be picked up at third. Would have been a tough play nonetheless. Advanced to second on the bunt from Walters. As Wood watches that one go nearly behind him, inside for a ball. North Brunswick will have 8, 9, and 1 due up in the third against Rowe. As that one is in there, strike 3 called, side retired. So a pair of strikeouts for Konstantinovsky, and Metuchen strands a runner at second. Heading to the third, 2-0 Dogs, GMC tournament, right here on the Bulldog Report. Top of the third, Eddie Kalegi here on the Bulldog Report. Matt Rowe pitching here, 8, 9, and 1. First pitch to E.J. Accentura is low for a ball. Accentura was batting in the second when the crazy play happened with, I believe it was Martinez getting caught in the rundown between first and second. Tarabokia, meanwhile, tried to score and was thrown out at home by Luke Schleck. Accentura, only 8 plate appearances this season. He's 3 for 8 with an RBI. Rowe the windup. Here's the pitch. That one is in there for a strike. So Rowe struck out the first 4 batters of the game, but has not been the same since, and walked consecutive batters for the first time all season. Just his 4th and 5th free passes of the year. Gets another call, lower outer part of the zone, and now 2 strikes here on Accentura. And that one is chopped weakly. Quick look at what's to come. A lot of games going on right now in the GMC Tourney first round. All these games either starting at 10:30 or 11 today. But the big thing for Metuchen, If they win, they face either JFK or Monroe, which would be a tough test facing off with that Monroe team that has been so strong and earned the top seed over St. Joe's. As that one goes high, Rowe has been very erratic with his fastball today. Really, since there was 2 outs in the second inning. He got buzzed and made that nice chopping play, and then since then has been really all over the place. And that's another leadoff walk. Matt Rowe had walked 3 batters this season coming in. He already has issued 3 free passes today. And Accentura now reaches. That'll bring up the 9th spot in the order. Quick peek at first, and Accentura dives back in safely. Josh Rodriguez, the 9-hitter, up here. Pitch from Rowe, dropping to bunt, squares it down the third base line. Malamud comes in, throws to first, gets the out there, but runner gets to second. So exact same formula as Metuchen used in the bottom of the second. A leadoff base runner, a bunt over to second. And right there, they're able to do the same. So now runner in scoring position here for Tyler Sommer. Sommer struck out looking in the first. Has had a great season, batting .349 with 3 RBI. Partizana and then Nazario do up as second time through the order here for the Raiders with 1 out, top of the 3rd inning. That one is swung on and missed for a strike. Sommer started the game against Metuchen on Wednesday, went 4 innings, struck out 3, and he had 3 earned runs allowed, as the Bulldogs took that one 4-1, the final score, and currently lead 2-0 here in the top of the 3rd, as that one cut on and fouled off by Sommer. No hits yet, but 3 walks issued by Rowe in the first 2 1/3 innings. And in his previous 25 2/3 innings combined, he'd issued 3 walks. So, surprising to see Rowe struggling to find his command. But, of course, a postseason game, first postseason game for either team in 2 years, it's been difficult. As this one is chopped, it's going to get over the head of Walters into right field. Taking a wide turnaround third. Good throw in, though, from Barry. And they'll hold Accentura at third. But a weakly chopped single over the head of Walters. And North Brunswick is threatening with runners on the corners and 1 out, and Partizana batting. Really awkward hop there for Walters. Didn't really have much he could do there. And Matt Rowe, who has not allowed an earned run yet this season, is in danger right here with runners on the corners and 1 out. Rowe certainly has not had his best stuff today, but is hoping to find the command that he had earlier when he struck out the first 4 batters of the game, as that one misses high for a ball. Also have to imagine that the heat, as well as having a different battery mate than typical when he usually works with Lukaski, has been additional challenges here for Rowe to try to navigate. Of course, also going against a pretty solid North Brunswick lineup that can hit from top to bottom. There's a nice pitch, off speed, outer part of the zone, swing and a miss, 1-1. Partizana batting .205 with 3 RBI this season. Sommer solid lead. That one buzzes him. Partizana had to take evasive action there, diving away to avoid getting hit. The off-speed has looked fine for Rowe, but his fastball has just been all over the place today. And now he falls behind against Partizana with 2 runners already on base and just 1 out. Metuchen holding on to a 2-0 lead right now. That one is going to be popped foul. Watch that one go out of play. So 2-2 now. Accentura at third. Sommer at first. 1 out. Top 3. Lengthy game so far. A lot of long innings. Metuchen currently leading 2-0, and it's going to be the same thing as earlier. This time a rundown going on between second and first, trying to maybe sprint for home, and they'll get the tag at first, but a run's going to score. So the first earned run allowed by Matt Rowe this season. Great job by Accentura, waiting it out slowly, waiting for the perfect opportunity for break for the plate. They do get the out between first and second, so Sommer's off the base paths. But Accentura scores. And it's now 2-1. So now base is empty for Partizan. Rowe's pitch here is going to be off the plate for a ball. So the Rutgers commit, Matt Rowe, struck out the first 4 batters of the game, but since then has only retired 4 and has walked 3. Check swing, and they'll say he held up, make it 4 walks now for Rowe as Partizan gets on. And Nazario will be up next. So David Nazario gets ready to bat. Konstantinovsky is on deck. Top of the third. Tying run at first base. Rowe has allowed his first run of the season. So the 26 2/3 innings scoreless streak comes to an end. And now just hopes to protect the lead as that one's smothered by Camarano. .84 degrees right now, could get up to 90 by 1 o'clock. It's a hot day here in the Brainy Borough. And while that does help you get looser quicker for the start of the game, as that heat comes, it really works against the pitcher as they start to tire out, especially with these long innings. And Rowe here with 2 long innings in a row. Partizan is running, but that one's going to be fouled away. So Nazario got decent wood on it, but just hooked it. Rowe struck out the first 4, then got that chopper right back to him, but it has not been easy since. Quick turn, firing back to first. Partizan dives in safely. Two outs. 2-1, Metuchen on top here in the top of the third. Rowe's pitch. Inside again, Nazario. There's a little back bending there to get out of there. Metuchen will have the heart of the order. Perillo, Rowe, and Dillon due up in the bottom of the third against Konstantinovsky, who currently waits on deck for the Raiders. Already a run home in the inning, and that one is inside for ball 4. 5 walks issued by Matt Rowe today. 3rd of the inning, 5th of the game. Shocking to see Rowe struggling as much as he is at this point. And a pinch runner is going to come scampering out of the North Brunswick dugout to pinch run for Nazario. Looks like that's Ariel Regalado who's going to pinch run. And now Konstantinovsky. Rowe already helped himself in the bottom of the first with a big RBI double to give Metuchen the lead. Now Konstantinovsky hopes to do the same for the Raiders. 2 runners on. 5 walks and a single allowed here by Matt Rowe. And that pitch is high for a ball. And putting more into perspective here for Rowe, he had allowed 7 base runners through 24 innings this season. 4 hits and 3 walks. He's already allowed 6 through 2 2/3 today. But as they say, the postseason really a whole different animal. But against this North Brunswick lineup that couldn't get anything going against Nick Dillon, who's not even a regular starter for Metuchen on Wednesday, surprising to see them faring as well as they are against Metuchen's ace. But a nice swing and a miss there from Rowe. That off-speed pitch has looked good, but his fastball has just been tailing off everywhere. Inside, outside, up, down, just cannot get the bite or the location on it. 2 runners on, and that pitch is inside. So Metuchen has only played 1 game in the last 5 days, which was against North Brunswick, and Dillon was their pitcher there, so they should have others like Norwood and Schleck available, but definitely weren't planning to have to even think about that, especially here in the 3rd inning. But Rowe threw nearly 30 pitches in the 2nd. And it's trending towards that in the 3rd, as that pitch is going to be high for a ball as well. There's the pitch from Rowe. Off the plate, ball 4. Matt Rowe has walked the bases loaded here. And now the go-ahead run is at second base. Camerano, Schleck, everybody coming out for a conversation as Matt Rowe continuing to struggle. Coach Leo Danek also out of the dugout to talk with Rowe and Camerano before Garbolino comes up. So for those just joining us, I know we've been on for over an hour, but we're still just in the top of the 3rd inning. 2-1 is your score here. Metuchen scored 2 in the 2nd. Pardon me, 2 in the 1st. Matt Rowe had an RBI double to bring home Wood. Then Nick Dillon popped one up. Partizano made a diving play, got the double play at 2nd, tried to get the triple play at home, but Perillo scored. They make it 2-0. Rowe struck out the side of the 1st, got the first 2 outs of the 2nd. But since then, in the last 8 batters, he's allowed 6 walks, a single, and a sac bunt. He has walked twice as many hitters in the last inning as he had in the first 25 2/3 innings he pitched this season. And now Garbolino with the bases loaded, swings, pops one up, right field, long run Barry, tracking back, makes the catch, and Metuchen is out of the inning. A disastrous inning for Matt Rowe. He bends but doesn't break. Metuchen just allows a single run and holds on to the lead. North Brunswick threatens, but will head to the bottom of the 3rd. 2-1 your score between the Dogs and the Raiders, right here on the Bulldog Report. So what a crazy game that we have witnessed so far, and I bet there's much more action to come. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning currently. Dogs are on top 2-1. But Matt Rowe, with another 20-plus pitch inning, his second in a row, after cruising through the first, striking out the side. He's allowed 6 walks, a single, and an earned run so far through 3 innings, but it's been enough to hang on to the lead. But what Metuchen is going to want here is some more action. A pretty lifeless bottom of the second from them. Luke Schleck got a leadoff single, then a sac bunt from Walters, but Konstantinovsky rebounded for back-to-back strikeouts of Camerano and Wood to retire the side. And now it'll be Perillo, Rowe, and Dillon batting for the Dogs in the bottom of the third. Sun's starting to peer out from beyond the clouds here. And it's a great day here to kick off the GMC tournament. And just so great to have tournament baseball back again as Perillo takes the first pitch for a strike. After 2020, that was so different. And other than some teams participating in the brief Last Dance World Series, we did not have any baseball or any spring sports across the Garden State. So Perillo singled and then scored on a heads-up base running play back in the first inning. Here's the pitch. That one, swing and a miss, throw to first, got him. 3 consecutive strikeouts dating back to the last inning now for Konstantinovsky. 4 overall, and that's the first out of the inning. Fuck. So here we go, 1 out, and that'll bring up Matt Rowe. Here's the pitch. That one fouled off. Here's the pitch, and that one's going to be low for a ball. 1-1 now. So Rowe, it's been a rough one on the mound, but he did help himself back in the first as that one gets away low for a ball. As that one's going to miss low, and now Konstantinovsky can't find the plate. That one is swung and missed. Konstantinovsky doing great right now. 4 consecutive strikeouts, 2 away in the third. And that'll now bring up Dillon as Konstantinovsky looks to strike out the side. So that'll end the inning. A 1-2-3 effort there through the bottom of the third. And Metuchen and Matt Rowe, he probably would have hoped to get a little bit of a breather there, but he doesn't. And we'll head to the top of the 4th inning, with Metuchen still on top 2-1. Eddie Kalegi here live on the Bulldog Report. We'll be back in a moment. So here we go, top of the 4th inning coming up here. Matt Rowe hoping to settle down. He walked 6 between the 2nd and 3rd and hoping for a shutdown inning, but he probably would have hoped, even if Metuchen didn't score, because he does have the lead, but he would have really benefited if he had a little bit of time there, just to have a little bit of a breather. But a quick 1-2-3 inning, and now he's right back at it, facing the part of the order that first gave him trouble. This is Kyle Tarabokia, who drew a walk earlier after falling behind 0-2 and working an 11-pitch at bat. And again, Rowe having trouble navigating. And typically with a 1-run lead and still 12 outs to get, you wouldn't feel that uncomfortable with Matt Rowe out there, but he's doing okay, as that one is going to miss up and away for a ball. So runner on first again, and now dropping the bunt and getting a great one down, but Rowe's going to watch it go foul. So Tarabokia goes back to first, but unbelievable what has happened to Matt Rowe here with 7 walks through the first 3+ innings. And diving back first safely. It's a pinch hitter here. This is Patrick McCann. McCann had a big booming double off of Nick Dillon on Wednesday. The junior batting here, hitting 180 with 7 RBI this season. Again, dropping the bunt. That one misses off the plate for a ball. Tarabokia at first here in the top of the 4th. 2-1 game. Rowe's offering is popped foul. Trying to drop to bunt, but now 2 strikes. And you wonder if he's going to abandon that effort. I'm surprised he's trying to bunt. I know bunting the runner over worked last inning, but you've got someone with McCann who sized up a Metuchen hitter well, Metuchen pitcher, back on Wednesday. Diving back into first safely, he does so. There's the pitch. This one is chopped foul, first base side. Schleck gives it a chase, but it's out of play. This one is popped foul. So McCann looking to battle, and again, it's a lengthy at-bat here against Rowe, who threw just about 30 pitches in the second, likely over 20 in the third. Still looking for his first out here in the 4th. Metuchen hanging on to a slim 2-1 lead here, as that one's going to miss outside. As a swing and a miss, throw down to second, trying for the double play, but he's back in safely. 5th strikeout for Rowe, but another runner in scoring position here against him. As Tara Bokia, who has been heads up on the base paths all day long, gets his way over to second. And now Accentura will bat with a runner in scoring position. This one is chopped weakly, back to Rowe, takes a peek, throws to first, in time to get Accentura for the second out. Runner advances to third, so 90 feet away from scoring. And I believe this is actually Frandy Martinez. Apologies for making that mistake. Also, apologies for any background noise. I don't think it's too much, but there is some sort of camp going on outside just in front of us. And as I've explained before, with our vantage point, you have the football field just in front of us in the press box, and the baseball game is actually going on behind us. But Frandy Martinez is up here. Sack bunt back in the third. And he watches that one go by high for a ball. So Rowe, through 3 2/3 innings, has walked 7 batters. Allowed just 1 hit and the 1 run, but he's trying to get through more trouble here. As a big-time swing and a miss there by Martinez. Tyler Sommer, the leadoff man, on deck, looming, waiting for his 3rd plate appearance. While Metuchen has been silent through the last 2 innings. On the offensive side, top 4, 2-1, GMC tournament. That one swung and missed, and 2 strikes now on Martinez. This one a ground ball back to the pitcher's mound. Rowe is going to throw to first. Got him, inning over. So runner gets to third, nothing more, and Metuchen keeps North Brunswick off the board in the top of the 4th. Middle of the 4th coming up, 2-1. Dogs on top of the Raiders. Eddie Kalegi here live on the Bulldog Report. So bottom of the 4th inning, glad to have you here. This is Eddie Kalegi here on the Bulldog Report. It's the 4th inning coming up. Metuchen offensively have really struggled through the past 2 innings, and Matt Rowe walked another batter but was able to work through it in the top half of the inning. It'll be Barry, Malamug, and Schleck batting here. As that one grounded to third, throw to first is in time for the first out. So here we go, one away. And Marcus Malamug will bat. Konstantinovsky has officially gotten into a groove here after the first inning that was a mess. And Schleck with the single to start the second. Since then, a sac bunt, 3 strikeouts, and 2 groundouts. And Malamug fouls that one off. Marcus Malamug on the season batting .176 with 4 RBI. And time is called, as Konstantinovsky was right in the middle of his motion. After Malamug, Luke Schleck is due up next. Malamug struck out for the 3rd out of the 1st inning. And now up with the Bulldogs leading by 1 in the bottom of the 4th and hoping to pick up their ace, who has not had his best stuff today. Has only allowed 1 hit but has walked 7 and allowed 1 run while striking out 6 as Malamug fouls that one back. And also the pitch count has to be very high for Rowe now. And a conversation at the mound here with Konstantinovsky. So Malamug ready. Konstantinovsky with the pitch. This one is a foul ball, just barely got it off the end of the bat. North Brunswick in the top of the 5th will have Sommer, Partizana, and Nazario due up against Rowe. Malamug again squeaks one off the bat on the lower outer part of the zone. That one is going to get away from the catcher. And all of a sudden, Konstantinovsky, like Rowe, is starting to lose the location. Like I said, almost 90 degrees. Early game as well on a Saturday morning. You feel like all these factors, especially it being a postseason game, could make it a little more difficult here for these pitchers. As that one misses low and away for a ball. As Malamug reaches base there for ball 4. And that will bring up Schleck. So Metuchen with their first base runner since the leadoff single from Schleck in the 2nd. And we'll look to do something here with Schleck, who's 1 for 1 on the day. And he watches that first pitch go low and away for a ball. As that one is in there for a strike. Schleck with a sharp ground ball to third. It eats him up. Malamug the 2nd takes a wide turn, goes back to 2nd. Schleck is at 1st now, and Metuchen's in business on the error there at 3rd base. So all of a sudden, the Bulldogs threatening with the bottom of the order. Caleb Walters up here with runners at 1st and 2nd and 1 out. This one is popped foul, first base side. So Konstantinovsky steps off. He's allowed 5 hits to this point. Schleck at first, Malamug at second, and that one is going to miss just barely there. Calls have really been going either way on the very outer part of the zone so far in this game. Konstantinovsky, quick peek at Malamug. This one is cut on and missed. Now, Metuchen threatening here, but they do have their weaker part of the lineup with Walters and then Camerano. With one out, probably would be hopeful one of these guys at least can get on base, even if it's just a walk, so that Alex Wood can get a chance with runners on base. Walters swings and fouls that one off. Caleb Walters, so far this season, only has 9 plate appearances entering this game. He's 4 for 9 with 4 RBI. Joseph Fenton not batting today. That's where Perillo is being used as the designated hitter for. As that one is tapped foul. Feels like that's Konstantinovsky's favored spot. He pitches down to the lower outer portion of the zone and gets these hitters to either flat out miss or just weakly tap one backwards or down the third base side. Another quick check at Malamug. And now he's going to turn around and throw back to second, and they got him! Malamug caught napping at second base, and that is a huge second out. And it goes from 2 on and 1 out to runner at first and 2 outs. Malamug a little too far off the base. Konstantinovsky recognized it with that second head turn and decided to just throw over, and Partizana put down the tag. So Malamug picked off. And it's Walters batting here with a runner on first base. This one fouled back. Camerano here. Excuse me, Walter still. As Schleck dives in, trying to get their second pick off of the inning, but Schleck not getting very far off the bag as Garbolino puts down the tag. Bottom of the 4th, Metuchen 2, North Brunswick 1, and Walters goes down swinging. So the Dogs get 2 on with 1 out, can't cash in. The lead is still 1 as we head to the 5th. Eddie Kalegi here on the Bulldog Report. GMC Tournament Round 1. Stay with us, more to come. Top of the 5th inning now. Matt Rowe ready to work against the top of the order. And it seemed like he found something, finally, at the end of the 4th inning. Now, just as I say that, that pitch way out of the zone to Sommer. But after the leadoff walk to Tarabokia, he struck out McCann and got Accentura and Martinez to both ground out. As that one is fouled away, 1-1. Rose 1-1 is in there for a strike. Outer part of the zone, Rowe trying to work it there. I think that's where he's been trying to spot a lot of these fastballs, but he's already had multiple wild pitches, a couple of passed balls that you could blame on Camerano as well back in the 3rd inning. As that one gets away as well. Lengthy game here, already over an hour and a half since first pitch. Only the top of the 5th inning right now, and you'd think maybe a high-scoring game. No, it's just a lot of long half innings. So we sit at 2-1 right now. Metuchen scored 2 in the bottom of the 1st. As this one is grounded to short, and it gets right by Fenton, and that's an error over there at short, and the leadoff man is on once again. So Sommer on base for the 2nd time today as Joseph Fenton. Bill Buckner's that ball as it goes right through the wickets on the attempted grab. And that'll bring up Partizana here with nobody out in the 5th and a runner on first base. As that one misses low and away for a ball. Sommer is at first. He does have speed, more so than some of his teammates. 4 stolen bases this season for Tyler Sommer. Rowe just hoping to keep these guys off the board and get 9 more outs. As a bunt, Rowe fields, throws to second. They will get the lead runner, and the speedster in Sommer. Heads up play by Matt Rowe. Partizana reaches on the fielder's choice, but the lead runner is out. And now 1 away for Nazario, who is 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. But that was crucial. Rowe has done a great job fielding his position today. Of course, had that hard comebacker right at him that ended up in his glove in the 2nd. But has had a couple of nice putouts, and right there goes 1-4 to get the force at 2nd. And Nazario swinging for the fences there and can't get around on that one, 0-1. One thing also of note is the strikeout number significantly down today for Matt Rowe. Had 51 strikeouts through 24 innings this season, only at 5 Ks through 4 1/3 today. But still, despite all the issues, Metuchen is preserving that 2-1 lead. And they would love to get a little more breathing room, but Konstantinovsky has really settled in since the 1st inning. And he's on deck here. Pitch from Rowe to Nazario, another swing and a miss, and now 2 strikes. Dialing up the fastball. That's what we saw from Rowe back in the 1st inning. And he does so here yet again. Check back at first. Partizana dives in safely. There's the pitch. That one is upstairs for a ball. Partizana at first. Here's the pitch. This one popped up. Barry ranging over, but out of play. So Nazario stays alive. Eight games across the Greater Middlesex Conference going on right now. GMC tournament. Metuchen graced with a good seeding, getting a home game here. But will likely be on the road for the long haul now, unless some other upsets happen along the lines. Winner of this game likely against Monroe, who's facing off with JFK, as this one is hammered to left field. That one is going to get down for a base hit. It's just the second hit of the day allowed by Rowe. And now there's two runners on base with one out. Tying run at second, go-ahead run at first. Kyle Anderson will come on and run for Nazario, and Konstantinovsky will now bat. Garbolino will now bat. Rowe's first pitch to Garbolino is going to miss low for a ball. First and second here. North Brunswick trailing 2-1, looking to get something going here against Matt Rowe. As Metuchen's offense has gone silent since their strong first inning. And that pitch is going to get past Camerano. Both runners will move up a base, and there are now two in scoring position here for the Raiders. So Garbolino looking to come up clutch here. Has driven in a lot of runs this season, 18 at a .382 average. With Tarabokia up next. 2 outs, 5th inning. Metuchen by 1. That one is over for a strike. Partizana at third. Anderson at second. Here's the pitch. This one is hit on a line. That one is going to get down in left field for a base hit. Actually, never mind. The catch is made. Our camera kind of cut that out. My bad. Our left field camera isn't great. Looked like when they were waving them around, I thought that ball got down. But nonetheless, that is going to be side retired. Apologies on that, but Metuchen will keep the lead. Matt Rowe again finds himself in trouble. Didn't walk anyone this inning, but an error by Fenton, a single by Konstantinovsky, 2 left in scoring position. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th now, with Metuchen still hanging on to a 2-1 lead. Bottom of the 5th inning here on the Bulldog Report. It'll be 9-1-2, Camerano, Wood, and Perillo as Metuchen hopes to extend their 2-1 lead. Both these teams had early exits from the GMC tournament in 2019 as Camerano hits a chopper off the mound. Great play by Konstantinovsky. Throw to first is in time. And that's out number 1. So 1 away, and that will bring up Wood for the 3rd time. As that one is in there for a strike. And Wood gets good wood on that one, and that's going to be a foul ball. Konstantinovsky's pitch to Perillo is in there for a strike. So a catch was made there on the fly ball by Wood. So 2 outs here, and Perillo is up. And Perillo grounds one sharply through the hole for a base hit. So A.J. Perillo with a 2-out single. And Metuchen with some life again, with Matt Rowe coming up, trying to help his cause once again. Matt Rowe doubled home Wood in the 1st, struck out swinging in the 3rd. And that one's in there for a strike. Rowe, an excellent hitter. 419, 13 RBI, one of the top batters on this Bulldog roster. Everybody talks about his pitching, but when he's in the lineup, he does a great job as well. Swing and a miss there. 2 strikes now against Matt Rowe. Check back on the runner at first is Perillo. That one is low for a ball. Konstantinovsky still pitching really well, but he's been missing pretty badly with a lot of these off-speed pitches. That one is a swing and a miss. And that will retire the side. So Matt Rowe goes down swinging. Runner stranded at first is Perillo. We'll head to the 6th inning. Metuchen still hanging on up 2-1 here in the GMC tournament 1st round.
Top of the 6th inning, and you're looking at the mound, and that is not Matt Rowe out there. For only the second time this season, Matt Rowe has been replaced with a reliever, and the only other time was that cold, rainy game against South River that we streamed a couple weeks ago, where he only pitched 3 innings and only did 38 pitches. That, I believe, was his second start of the season. But Benjamin Norwood is on the mound. Now, Norwood has pitched pretty well. Looking at the statistics, 14 innings pitched, a 4.00 ERA, and 10 strikeouts. But Matt Rowe taken out after 5 innings. Looks like Rowe is going to be staying in the field. Looks like he went to first base, which would mean Schleck potentially is out of this game. Not 100% sure about that, but what we do know is Benjamin Norwood is pitching. So Matt Rowe went 5 innings, allowed 2 hits, walked 7. 9 base runners today. He'd allowed 7 all season. Got 5 strikeouts, and now Norwood will first face Tarabokia, who's walked twice today and been stranded at third both times. Tarabokia, McCann, and Accentura due up in the top of the 6th here for the Raiders. As that one is off the plate, and now Norwood having some trouble with control early. But for Roach, it's disappointing. Also with how high his pitch count was. Had that long 12-pitch at bat with Tarabokia earlier in the game. This time Norwood breaks one over for a strike. Metuchen in the bottom of the 6th will have Dylan Berry and Malamug. 4, 5, 6 due up against Konstantinovsky, as that one misses low and off the plate for a ball. So Tarabokia has had a really good eye today, only hitting .267 this season, but getting the job done. Here's the pitch. Low ball 4. Tarabokia, base on balls, 3rd time today. He's the leadoff runner here in the 6th. 8 walks issued by Bulldog pitching. Not exactly sure, but that's got to be one of their highest totals of the season. Now here's Patrick McCann, who replaced Regalado earlier. Nice pickoff move by Norwood, but Tarabokia back in safely. McCann struck out in his only other plate appearance, but like we said, had a huge booming double and later scored against Nick Dillon on Wednesday. Very weird for these two teams that don't play each other often, being in the blue and white division, to face off twice in the last 72 hours. Last regular season game, first postseason game, as Tarabokia back in on the pickoff move. Tarabokia is running. This one shot down the first base side, but foul. Wide of the bag, and Tarabokia will have to head back to first base. One run came back in the 3rd inning for North Brunswick. Accentura walked initially, came around to score. On a pickoff play between 1st and 2nd, he scored on the rundown. The previous inning, they had tried the same thing, and a runner was thrown out at the plate. A lot of close plays, but so far Metuchen still hangs on, up 2-1 here with nobody out in the top of the 6th. 3rd pickoff move here of the at-bat from Norwood, but again, Tarabokia is back in safely. As much as you don't want him to get to 2nd, there's still nobody out. In some ways, you'd want to focus a little more on the task at hand in McCann. Tarabokia is running. This one is popped up out to left field. Catch will be made. Tarabokia back to first, and that's the first out of the sixth. So McCann flies out, and that'll bring up Accentura. E.J. Accentura 0 for 1. Walked and scored in the third. Grounded out back to Rowe in the fourth. As Benjamin Norwood in relief for Matt Rowe, who walked 7 batters, easily his most all season, as this one is roped down to short. Fenton picks it, throws to second for 1, back to first. That is an inning-ending double play. 6-4-3, Fenton shows off the leather again with the flip to Walters, back to Rowe, and Metuchen out of the inning unscathed and 3 outs away from the GMC quarterfinals. They'll hope to get out of the inning further, but an interesting job right there. As the Dogs work through trouble in the top of the sixth on an impressive play. And now we'll head to the bottom of the sixth inning. 2-1 your score as Metuchen gets ready to keep things going. Bottom of the sixth inning, here we go. Metuchen with a huge 6-4-3 double play to get Norwood through the top of the inning, as Joseph Fenton with a nice sliding stop and a nice flip to second with Walters with a great turn. Nick Dillon leading off here. He turns away from that pitch. Konstantinovsky, first inning, allowed 4 hits. Since then, has only allowed 3 base runners over the last 4 innings. As this one is hit by Dillon, high chopper, great play by Partizana, throw to first, and Garbolino, it appears, did not stay on the bag. Very close play at first, but Dillon, for now, appears to have reached. So an infield single for Nick Dillon, who has had a nice year batting .308 with 4 RBI. Also pitched pretty well and got the win on Wednesday against these Raiders. And now Metuchen's top hitter, Jack Berry, up. Bulldogs would love to get some breathing room. And he barrels up the first one down to short. Potential double play. Stepping on the bag. Throw is high and gets away. Barry's going to hustle. He'll head over to second. Throw coming in. And he's out at second. Yes, he is. It's a double play. So 2 outs. So they could have had the 6-4-3. The throw goes high. Garbolino then throws back to second and gets Barry. So a 6-4-3-4 double play, and Barry is retired. And just like that, Metuchen's threat is over, and now nobody on and 2 outs for Malamug. Barry was already pretty committed to just stopping at first there. A little confused why he took that such an aggressive turn there. I know you want to get into scoring position, but was not even close there at second base. Maybe thought that ball got a little further away from Garbolino than it actually did. Malamug 0 for 1. He struck out, walked, and was picked off in the 4th. The big turning event was A.J. Perillo scoring that second run in the first inning on what was almost a triple play by North Brunswick, as that went in there for a strike. A flashback to that, Nick Dillon popped up. A sliding catch was made by Partizana in the shallow outfield. They threw to second for the second out, as that one swung and a miss and goes away. And then Perillo broke for home and just barely beat the tag. It was almost a 4-6-2 triple play, but they got out of it, and Metuchen scored the second run, which they ended up needing. And Matt Rowe bent in every way possible, but did not break. And Norwood got through the 6th cleanly, and that's where we sit right now. As with 2 outs, North Brunswick will have Frandy Martinez, Tyler Sommer, and Anthony Partizana due up in the next inning. As Malamug hits a blooper down the left field side. Catch is made, coming inside, retired. Top of the 7th coming up. Metuchen trying to hang on. One last chance for the Raiders coming up. What will happen? GMC Tournament first round. Eddie Kalegi here on the Bulldog Report. We'll be back in a moment. So it all comes down to this. A 2-hour lengthy game. Top of the 7th, Benjamin Norwood in for his second inning in relief as Metuchen hopes to hang on and move on to the quarterfinals, with a potential matchup looming large with Monroe. It'll start here with Martinez, the 9-hitter, who had a sac bunt in the 3rd, grounded out in the 4th, and the first pitch is over for a strike from Norwood. Ben Norwood, 4.00 ERA. The concern has been beyond Rowe all season. It's been very streaky with Norwood, as that pitch is going to be upstairs for a ball. Here's the 1-1. That one is going to miss outside for a ball. 2 balls and a strike now. Two one. Up and in. 3 balls, 1 strike now on Frandy Martinez. 8 walks issued by Metuchen pitching today. Matt Rowe had his worst start of the season, but is still in line for the win. Martinez barrels one up, shoots one out to left field. That one's going to get down. Martinez racing around the bags. He's going to head to second. They're still trying to secure this one. Martinez is going to head to third. He'll dive in safely to third base. The North Brunswick bench loves it, and the Raiders have the tying run 90 feet away. Frandy Martinez with a triple to lead off the top of the 7th. first extra base hit for either team since Matt Rowe's double in the first inning. And Martinez is at third with the top of the order coming up. Unbelievable. So now Sommer will bat. Here's the first pitch. That one will be low for a ball, 1-0. On the way. That one is high for a ball, 2-0. Almost wonder if you'd want the force play with 1 out, but you need to get that first out and keep the runner at third. This one is a ground ball, could potentially score the run. They're going to hold the runner back at third. Kept an eye on him the whole time. It lets Sommer reach base. But a single there. And what a wild inning we have going here. So tying run for North Brunswick is at third. Sommer the go-ahead run at first with nobody out. And Pastrana batting here. Partizana has had a great game. Strikeout, a walk, a fielder's choice, has gotten to third base twice and had that big catch of Nick Dillon to halt the Metuchen run in the first inning. No scoring since the third when E.J. Accentura scored on the rundown with Tyler Sommer. And they're going to say he balked. Unbelievable. North Brunswick gets a run and we're tied. Coach Dana comes out for a conversation. And Benjamin Norwood has balked home the tying run in the 7th inning, and it's 2-2. And now he's got to worry about just keeping this tied with a runner in scoring position, the go-ahead run with nobody out. So Norwood, who pitched so well in the 6th in relief of Matt Rowe, imploding here in the 7th. A triple, an infield single, and a balk. Gets the call there to Partizana. But the score is now 2-2 in the top of the 7th inning. And Metuchen will have the bottom of their order in Schleck, Walters, and Camerano due up next in the bottom of the 7th. But this game will officially continue to the bottom of the 7th as this one is grounded. Fenton boots it, and it's another infield single. Second error by Fenton today at short. And now there's first and second with Nazario batting. So after settling down over the past couple of innings, after the disastrous second and third for Matt Rowe, insane what has happened here. A leadoff triple by the 9-hitter Frandy Martinez. Then Tyler Sommer with an infield single because they were just watching Martinez and let him get to first. Then a balk by Norwood tied the game, and now an error on the ball hit by Partizana. And it's going to be first and second, I believe. I'll get confirmation on that. With Nazario batting and Konstantinovsky on deck. Lengthy game, already 2 hours, 8 minutes past first pitch. And a very evenly matched 8-9 matchup is living up to all the hype. in a 2-2 score between the Dogs and North Brunswick, as that first pitch is going to miss low for a ball 1-0. Sommer at second, Partizana at first. Already a run home in the inning for the Raiders as we're tied at 2 in the top of the 7th. Norwood's pitch is in there for a strike. So Norwood pitched pretty well in the 6th inning. No life in the Metuchen bullpen right now. Schleck has been subbed out of the game. Runner's going. Here's the throw down to third. Everybody's safe. So a double steal. Partizana and Sommer both move into scoring position, and now they're second and third with still nobody out. As the Bulldogs' GMC season hangs in the balance. Low and away, good eye by Nazario. Zach Konstantinovsky, who's 1 for 2 with a single today, is due up next. A balk by Norwood tied the game. Now a hit by Nazario, or anything in the outfield likely, could give North Brunswick the lead. Still nobody out in the 7th. This one fouled off first base side. Like we said, bottom of the order will be due up next for Metuchen, who are combined 1 for 5 today with 2 strikeouts. Norwood's pitch, low and away in the dirt. Good eye again by Nazario. And like we said, the temperature had to be a factor today in terms of these pitchers trying to maintain control and stamina. It's up to 90 degrees now in Metuchen. Going to steadily climb to 93 by 4 o'clock today. Ball 4 to Nazario. 3 straight balls low and away by Norwood, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. But now a force at any base. 9th walk issued by Bulldog pitching today. And Zach Konstantinovsky, who went 2 for 3 with a double in Wednesday's meeting with the Bulldogs, has a chance to come up huge and help himself out on the mound. Garbolino is due up next. Bases full, nobody out, top of the 7th, tie game, GMC tournament. This is what it's all about. Can Norwood pitch out of the jam? First pitch is low, ball 1. As it's all slipping away here from Metuchen, who had led this game since the top of the 1st inning. Rowe escaped so many jams, Norwood not so lucky. That brushes the dirt, 2-0. So 2 balls away from forcing home the go-ahead run. This one is driven out to left field. And it looks like that's going to be a foul ball. Konstantinovsky drove that one hard. But will stay alive to see another pitch. Sommer at third. Partizana at second, Nazario at first. Tie game, nobody out, top 7, 8 and 9 in the GMC tournament, facing off here on a Saturday morning in the Brainy Borough. Norwood sets. Here's the pitch. It's going to be inside for another ball. 3 balls, 1 strike, another ball. And it'll force in the go-ahead run. Norwood needs to throw his best pitch here. 3-1. Misses. That'll force in the run. And it's 3-2. Oh my goodness, Metuchen was up 2-1, giving up the lead. Norwood is out. Malamug in to pitch. And it's been the walks all day. That's 10 walks from Metuchen pitching through 6+ innings. And now Marcus Malamug, still with the bases loaded and nobody out, will look to keep Metuchen at least in this game somehow to have any sort of chance here at moving on. But heartbreak for the Dogs, who led 2-1 entering the inning, as Benjamin Norwood allows a triple, a single, a balk, an error, and 2 walks. And it's gone from 2-1 Metuchen to 3-2 North Brunswick. Stay with us here, Eddie Kalegi on the Bulldog Report. We'll be back. Metuchen is now behind against North Brunswick. Yes, it is 3-2 your score in the top of the 7th inning with nobody out still. How did we get here? Well, Metuchen scored 2 in the first inning. Matt Rowe, their ace, walked 7 today to make it 2-1. He allowed just 1 run, got through a lot of trouble, but allowed the 1 run, and then Norwood pitched well in the 6th. Not so good here. Balked home the tying run, walked home the go-ahead run, and now Marcus Malamug, 3rd pitcher of the day, misses high for a ball. Malamug this season, 18 innings pitched, 18 strikeouts, a 3.89 ERA. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Good down and in slider from Malamug. Winner of this game faces the winner of Monroe JFK, which has a very good chance of being Monroe with how dominant they've been all season. There's the pitch. That one skips low for a ball. So it's now 2-1 here. There's the pitch from Malamug. Good pitch, lower outer part of the zone. Count is even now at 2-2. Anderson, the pinch runner at first. Nazario at second. Partizana at third. Raiders by 1. Here's the pitch from Malamug. In there! Strike 3. That is a huge first out. So Malamug gets the clutch K, and now a double play chance here with Tarabokia up. Does not have an official plate appearance to this point. Has walked 3 times. So Malamug pitching here to Kyle Tarabokia. With the bases loaded and one out, 3-2 game. That one's going to miss. McCann is on deck. That one's in there for a strike. So Marcus Malamug gets another strikeout there, 2 away. And that'll bring up McCann. So 2 strikeouts in a row. And there's now 2 away in the 7th. So Malamug against McCann. McCann is 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a fly out to left field. Malamug has been a shutdown pitcher here, and you wonder if Danek should have tried to go to him in the 7th to start with, after Norwood had to already work in the heat for 1 inning. That one upstairs for a ball. If he can somehow retire McCann, Metuchen would be down just 1, with Schleck, Walters, and Camerano due up in the bottom of the 7th. Nice pitch there for Malamug. And that's the little bit of pot luck you've gotten with this rotation all season long for the Dogs. This pitching staff, for that matter. Aside from Rowe, with the exception of today, he's been the one consistency, as everybody else has struggled. As this one is a sharp grounder, throw to first, got him, side retired. So Marcus Malamug comes in with the bases loaded and nobody out and retires 3 in a row, but North Brunswick does the damage. They tie the game on a balk, take the lead on a walk. Bottom of the 7th, last chance for the Dogs in the GMC tournament, trailing 3-2 here on the Bulldog Report. So Konstantinovsky will stay out there despite having a little bit of a control issue over the last couple innings. Jack Barry grounded into a strange 6-4, 3-4 double play in the 6th, which killed any sort of Metuchen momentum there. They have not scored a run since the 1st. Luke Schleck singled and reached on an error today, will be up first. And you wonder if Metuchen would potentially go to their bench for pinch hitters here, with Walters and Camerano the next 2, who have not done anything with the bat yet today. But Zach Konstantinovsky ready to work against Luke Schleck. Schleck really needs to try to find a way to get on base here. It all comes down to this bottom of the 7th GMC tournament, first round, Metuchen, North Brunswick. Raiders leading it 3-2. Hoping to pull off the upset on the road after falling to Metuchen here in the Brainy Borough in the regular season just 3 days ago. Matt Rowe struggled, 7 walks in 5 innings, allowed an earned run, and then Benjamin Norwood allowed 2 runs to score, including based off of a leadoff triple by Frandy Martinez to make it 3-2. And Schleck takes the first pitch in there for a strike from Konstantinovsky. First 3 hitters all got base hits off of Konstantinovsky as he works quickly here, and Schleck fouls that one back, and he's quickly ahead now 0-2. Oh, 2. Swing and a miss to Luke Schleck. Picked up, throw to first, in time, 1 away. As the leadoff hitter, I don't really understand why Schleck was fishing so much there in a 1-run game with nobody out. But he chases back-to-back out of the zone. And it looks like Jackson Fenner, who does not have a hit yet this season, is going to be called on to pinch hit. As Konstantinovsky, a conversation with his battery mate. Fenner's had a rough year, missed the beginning of the season, has only had 13 plate appearances. 0 for 9 with 4 walks, went 7 for 24 in his sophomore year back in 2019 with 9 RBI, has not gotten as much playing time as Alex Wood, Jack Berry, and Nick Dillon have all become staples of the outfield here for the Dogs throughout the season. But it'll be Fenner here pinch hitting the senior for Caleb Walters, hoping to get something going with the 9th spot, which is scheduled to be Nick Camerano, the catcher, up next. Metuchen trailing 3-2, 2 outs away for North Brunswick from a trip to the quarterfinals. In what would be a disappointing and shocking loss here for the Dogs in round 1. 1-0 from Konstantinovsky. Check swing, grounder to third, and it's booted. An error in Jackson Fenner. The tying run is on at first. Didn't hit it great, but got some help from the defense. And Metuchen gets a runner on. And it looks like there might be a pinch hitter coming on for Camerano as well. We'll see who Coach Danick's calling upon. Now, I know Kuhnrich and Lukaski both haven't played today, but I don't know about their availability today. They've already used Norwood, Slowitsky as a pinch runner, and Fenner. I know they still have Fran Rossiter on that bench. Jason Arantino. As the umpire makes some scoring car adjustments. But Metuchen does have the tying run now at first base with 1 out. Are they bringing on a pinch runner potentially too? Now Fenner's still staying in there. Can't see yet from our vantage point who it is. Kind of hard to see the front side numbers on the Metuchen gray and blue stripe jerseys. That might be Fran Rossiter. That's not Camerano. So regardless, it's a pinch hitter up for Metuchen here with 1 out, down by 1 in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the first pitch. This one loses his footing. Ground ball, stepping on first, no play at second. Rossiter is retired, but it moves Fenner into scoring position. So the season hangs in the balance of Alex Wood, who has singled and scored 1 for 3 today. 2 outs, runner on second, 3-2 game. The first pitch to Wood outside for a ball. If this continues, A.J. Perillo is due up next. GMC tournament. Both teams on edge. Great pitch, off speed, in the zone, 1-1. Alex Wood batting .333 this season with 6 RBI. He'd love to get a 7th right here. Chopper loses his footing. Tough play, fumbling, and I think that's a foul ball. Wood took a spill, and that ball trended just foul, as Fenner will have to go back to second base. But now Wood is down to his final strike and a little shaken up probably after taking that fall. We've seen the grass have issues there, and now twice in a row we've seen runners lose their footing out of the box. But anyway, 2 strikes now on Alex Wood. Konstantinovsky takes a peek at Fenner. Here's the pitch. That one is low, good eye by Wood. He stays alive, 2-2. So Schleck struck out on 3 pitches. Fenner reached on an error at third. Advanced to second on the ground out by Rossiter. Here's the pitch. Low for a ball. Fenner again trends back to second, but the count is now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom 7. Metuchen down 3-2. GMC tournament first round. There's the sign. Konstantinovsky now steps off. Gets back his footing. Fenner with a big lead. Here's the pitch to Wood. Low ball 4. Metuchen stays alive. They've got the winning run at first. Wood draws the walk. Just the second free pass issued today by the North Brunswick staff. Coach Mark Blevins out to talk. And now A.J. Perillo with a massive opportunity as he gets ready to bat. And if this continues past Perillo, then Matt Rowe can try to undo his mistakes from the mound today and come through with the bat. Wood at first, Fenner at second. Here's the first pitch to Perillo. Dodges away, and that's low for a ball. Konstantinovsky not having the same control as he had earlier in the game. North Brunswick scored 2 in the 7th, including a game-tying balk by Benjamin Norwood. Lead at 3-2 here. Perillo hits a ground ball sharply, stepping on second, and that is going to do it. North Brunswick makes the play, and the Raiders are moving on, and the Bulldogs with a heartbreaking defeat as they fall 3-2 at the hands of the Raiders, who will move on to face the winner of Monroe and JFK in the GMC quarterfinals. And what a bitter defeat for the Dogs, who led 2-1 in the top of the 7th, to see it all slip away. A game-winning walk for Zach Konstantinovsky ended up doing it, as North Brunswick avenges their defeat on Wednesday to come back and win this one. And for Metuchen now, it'll just come down to the state tournament and see what they can do. But after such a strong season and losing so many seniors after this year, a first-round defeat, especially on their home field, was not ideal. But for the Bulldogs, just too many walks, too many mistakes. And though they dodged the bullet so many times earlier with Rowe, they couldn't do it forever. And that's going to just about wrap up today's broadcast. But congratulations to the North Brunswick Raiders, who will be moving on to the GMC quarterfinals to face the winner of the Monroe-JFK matchup. And a thank you to Ben Selaski for helping to set up all the equipment today. Until next time, this is Eddie Kalegi signing off here on the Bulldog Report. North Brunswick takes it 3-2.